Okay, so today we are going to have a look at the slope of a line. So, lost at sea, coordinate geometry, but we're going to look today at the slope of a line. Okay, so today we're going to look at the slope of a line. The slope is essentially the gradient, how steep a line is. Here I can see this line is going downhill, so it's going to have, and this one is going uphill. Okay, so the uphill line is going to have a positive slope, and this one is going to have a negative slope. So negative and positive. Okay, positive, negative. Okay, and the slope and the gradient are the same thing. The other very important thing for us to remember is they're represented by the letter M. So the M letter always represents slope. And to calculate the slope of a line, well, we have two different methods. Okay, so the first method is very simply, it tells us the rise over the run. Okay, so if, for example, I look here with my rise over my run, to do it with this one. My run is this bit here, the run, and the rise is the change in the height, this bit here. So here my run, well, in this case is going to be, it's 1, 2, 3 units, so my run is simply 3, and here my rise is 2. Okay, and so here my slope in this case would be 2 over 3, rise over run. Okay, we have another method. Our second method is the formula method, and the formula tells us that M is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, so we're going to try the formula method in our next slide. Okay, so here we go. We've an example given us to us. So it says plot the points and so on, and then find the slope of AB and the slope of CD. Okay, so I'm going to plot the points first of all. So A is at -1 on the x-axis and up as far as 7 on the y-axis. So that's A here, A. B is at 4 on the x-axis and up as far as 2 on the y-axis, so that's B. C is at -3 on the x-axis and down to -1, so it's here. There's C. And D is at 6 on the x-axis and up at 8 on the y-axis. Okay, so that's D here. Okay, so we've two lines that we're asked to find the slope of. We're asked to find the slope of the line AB. Oops. And we're asked to find the slope of the line CD. Okay, now I'm going to use two different methods. The first method for AB, I'm going to use the rise over run method, and for CD, the formula method, so that we have both. The other thing, obviously, when you're drawing these into your own copy, you'll use rulers to draw the line. Okay. Okay, so here the slope of the line is equal to the rise over the run, and I'm going to use the first line, the AB line, to do it. Okay, so the important thing here is obviously always we write down our formula before we begin, and I'm going to find AB using the rise over the run. So in order to do that, I need to make a right angle triangle with those lines. So I can see here, this is where those two lines intersect. Now I can also see that goes, again, just counting up, so they intersect here at 2, all the way up as far as 7. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes, or 5 units there. So that's my rise, okay, or my change in height. But now the only other thing that I need to look at here is, when I'm doing this, is it going to be positive or negative? The line starts off up here and we go down. So actually that's not rising at all. It's falling in height. So our rise is negative. It's -5. The other thing that I'm left to do here is to count the run. So from this one here, from -1 over to 4. So how many units? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units again. So I'm going to have a run of 5, okay? And so then I fill into my formula. So I have m is equal to, well, I had a rise, a negative rise, so that was -5, and my run was 5. So in this case, my slope is going to be m is equal to -1. And that's it, very simply done. Okay, now we'll find the slope of CD. Okay, and so to find the slope of CD, and this time we're going to do it using the formula. So the formula tells us that m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, so first of all, I rewrite the points. So I'm going to write the points C, and the point C is -3, -1. The point D is 6 and 8, and I'm going to label them. So this is going to be x1, y1, and this one is x2, y2. And so into our slope formula we have m is equal to, well, y2 is 8 minus, and here I'm going to have -1 over x2 is 6, and that's minus, and here we have -3. And so I'm just going to tidy that up. And tidying that up, well, I know minus by minus is going to be a plus, and here's minus by minus is a plus. And so m is going to be equal to, well, 8 plus 1 is going to be 9, and 6 plus 3, that's also 9. So 9 divided by 9, the slope of the line is 1. Okay, and that's our answer. So we've learned the slope here in 2 different methods. The rise over run method, and also, very importantly, the slope formula. Okay, so make sure all these notes are correctly in your copy, your graph neatly drawn, and then pause the video on the next slide to do the learning check.